Let's be real. Some of the worst things that have ever happened to women didn't happen because they lied or they cheated or they yelled. It happened because a man felt disrespected. And that word disrespected, it's become this BS catch-all excuse for control and cruelty and just in way too many cases, violence. She didn't call him back, disrespect. She disagreed with him in front of someone else, disrespect. She left him, disrespect. She wore something he didn't approve of, disrespect. She didn't answer a text fast enough, disrespect. She had an opinion he didn't like, disrespect. And what do we hear? Well, she pushed him. She embarrassed him. She disrespected him. What did she expect? This is not about bruised feelings. It's about entitlement. And I want to talk about how this distorted definition of respect hurts women and men. What men think respect means and what it actually is, and how that confusion between the two becomes fuel for abuse. Now, I'm Lisa Sonni. I'm an expert on toxic and abusive relationships, an author and speaker. I'm also a woman who gets called a misandrist like every single day when I say anything that isn't compliant to abusive men. Good men don't feel attacked by what I say. So if this feels personal to a man, we know that I'm talking about him. Hit subscribe for content that exposes abuse and toxic behaviors and patterns. Let's start at the beginning, okay? From a young age, boys are taught that respect means being obeyed, that respect is something that they're supposed to just receive automatically, constantly, and without question. They're told, don't let anyone disrespect you, especially a woman. Be the man of the house. Hey, she needs to know who's in charge. I want you to comment the most ridiculous thing a man has ever told you was disrespectful, but absolutely wasn't, and how he punished you for it. So here's the problem with boys and men when they get these messages. They're not actually shown that respect is mutual. They think they deserve it because they're male, right? They're not taught that respect can look like listening or accepting feedback or letting someone say no without punishing them for it. Respect often gets framed as dominance, right? Control, authority. They grow up believing if somebody questions me, that's disrespect. If somebody challenges me, that's disrespect. If someone leaves me or just doesn't agree with me or says I hurt them, that's disrespect. And because they've been taught that they need respect the way that they need air, anything that threatens it, war. Right? Let's make this real. In his mind, disrespect doesn't mean yelling in his face or mocking him. It means she said no. She asked why. She had a boundary. She said, that doesn't work for me. And suddenly she's being difficult. She's got an attitude. She's being disrespectful. And here's the key. To him, it's not even always about what she said. It's that she dared to say anything at all. Because when respect means obedience, then autonomy can feel like betrayal. You know the expression that equality can feel like oppression when you're not used to it? Yeah, that applies here. Big time. He doesn't hear, I have a different need. He hears, you're not good enough. He hears, you're not in control. He hears, you're losing power. And that's actually the crack in his armor because that's when the punishment begins. But let's look at the other side. While boys are being taught that they deserve respect just for being male, girls are taught they have to earn safety. And how do we earn it? Staying quiet, being agreeable, swallowing our truth, wearing the right thing, saying the right thing. We're always told, right? Say it nicely. Don't emasculate him. Don't push him too far. Be the bigger person. Women aren't told, hey, if he explodes, that's on him. We're told, watch your tone. So when a woman says, I don't like that. I don't feel safe. I want something different. She's not just expressing a need. She's literally taking a risk because she knows what happens when a man feels disrespected. We don't just get punished for being loud. We get punished for just being visible. And we see it all the time, right? A woman politely declines a man's number at a gas station and he follows her to her car. A woman sets a boundary on a dating app and the guy's going to dox her. A woman ends a relationship and suddenly he's slandering her online or texting her friends. And some men, it's not, you hurt me. It's literally, how dare you? That is how fragile their version of respect is. It's not about mutual regard. It is about total control. It's not something you earn by showing character. It's something that they feel entitled to just by default. And honestly, People get really mad at this, but it's the truth. Patriarchy taught them that. Patriarchy teaches them that they're owed reverence, right? Just for being male, that leadership belongs to them, that emotional labor belongs to us. It doesn't teach them how to handle being challenged. It frankly teaches them how to just eliminate the challenge. It doesn't teach them to value actual respect. It teaches them to demand submission, and then they just kind of call it respect. But here's the part that gets brushed under the rug. When a man feels disrespected and he's never been taught how to sit with that discomfort, he's going to turn it into a weapon. She says no, he calls her names. She asks for space, he smashes her phone. She cheats, he breaks her face. And what do people say? Well, she disrespected him. What did she expect? They act like disrespect is the cause of violence. It's not. The cause of violence is entitlement. It's that belief that he's allowed to punish her for stepping out of line. She made me feel small. She talked back. She humiliated me. She emasculated me. A woman can say no politely to a drink, and she'll be told that she wasn't being respectful. She could have just talked to him. Why does she have to? How is that even related to the concept of respect? It really just shows how little some men even understand the word. It's as if her choices justify cruelty. Let's be clear. Disrespect doesn't cause abuse. Entitlement does. Yeah, some women are disrespectful. I know some men really need me to say that out loud. Women can cheat. Women can lie. And yeah, women can also be hurtful or abusive. Sometimes a woman will openly flirt with other guys in front of her partner just to make him jealous. Sometimes she literally will mock him for showing emotion or tell him to man up. She'll use his vulnerabilities against him. That's disrespect, no question. And if that happens, you know what you're entitled to do? Leave her, block her, divorce her, move on. You don't have to tolerate that. You don't have to stay. But what you don't get to do is punish her for it. You don't get to scream and break things and destroy her stuff and humiliate her and control her or hurt her. That's not standing up for yourself, bro. That's abuse. If the relationship is no longer healthy, walk away. You don't burn it down with her inside it. Disrespect doesn't give you permission to harm someone else. It gives you permission to leave. So if you want a deeper breakdown on this, I actually go into it in the video called What Really Makes Them Abuse, the Truth About Control, Not Trauma, because it's not about losing control. It's about someone believing that they're entitled to have it. It's not that he can't control himself. It's that he doesn't believe he should have to. If she didn't act the way that he wanted, he feels justified in taking control back by force. And actually, the terrifying thing is, he doesn't even see himself as an abuser. He sees himself as the one who was hurt, right? The one who was disrespected. So now, in his mind, he's the one doing the correcting. And that mindset is literally not just toxic, it's deadly. It's behind every story that ends with, she was trying to leave. She told him it was over. She just wanted to live her life. But he felt disrespected by that. And in his eyes, that's enough. You see it in the news every day. I see it in comment sections every day. We see it in courtrooms where men actually say out loud, she cheated. What did you expect me to do? Let's be honest. That's not hurt. That's not heartbreak. That's entitlement and violence and social permission wrapped up in this story that we've heard a million times before. So what I want to say to men that are still here and listening, which is shocking, this mindset, it doesn't just hurt women, because men like that, they want to hurt women. It's hurting you. If you believe that respect means agreement and that boundaries are disrespect, if you can feel emasculated just because a woman says no, you're never going to feel loved. You'll never feel safe. You'll push away the very people who are actually trying to show up for you. You were taught wrong. And maybe that's not your fault, but staying in that mindset, that's yours. That's your responsibility. So why don't we end it here? Real respect, it's not obedience. It's not silence. It's not fear. It's when someone tells you the truth, even when it's uncomfortable. It's when someone can set a boundary and still feel safe with you. It's when both people are allowed to take up space. Respect is earned. It's not demanded. And it's mutual, or it's not respect at all. If you feel disrespected every single time a woman shows any strength, maybe it's not her that you need to check. Maybe it's your definition of strength. If your manhood depends on her making herself smaller, you were never that big to begin with. So if this video hit and you're ready to understand the real roots of abuse, go watch that video I talked about, what really makes them abuse, because it lays it all out. If you've been punished for showing up with truth or boundaries with your voice, it wasn't your fault. That was someone calling control respect. And now you know better. Hit subscribe so you don't miss the next video.